You probably already know by the title of this video, but today we're making dry aged steaks. So after a lot of time and research, today's the day. Well, today I have these Umai dry bags. These let you dry age at home. Or membranes let all moisture and oxygen exchange without letting any bad bacteria inside the rib roast. But please don't get this confused with your regular vacuum seal bag. This is nothing like that. Here it is. While it's not as big as you would have imagined, I really want to start with something a little smaller because it's my first time dry aging and I didn't want to mess up a big ribeye roast. So today we're going to start off with something a little bit smaller. Go ahead and flip this around, and I'm wearing gloves and my cutting board is all deeply disinfected, and so is my kitchen knife here because we want to make sure that we don't get any of the bad bacteria in here. Now I don't want to leave it exposed out to open air for that much longer, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in the Umai dry bags right now. I'm going to go ahead and put our ribeye roast in. Okay, here it is. Okay, so I went ahead and followed the instructions, and I'm not going to get it all on camera, but we had to seal these corners twice, and now on the other corner, we added this special fabric that'll help us with the dry aging process. Now the last step here is to vacuum seal it. And we have to help out and get as much air out as possible. So here it is. I went ahead and vacuum sealed it in this Umai dry bag, and we're gonna see this in about 2 or 4 weeks. Alright, 45 days later, this is looking amazing. Okay, now let's go ahead and take it out of this bag. Okay, so here we have it. Using my very sharp chef's knife, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the bag open. It looks incredible. Let me take it out of the bag. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of the bag. And wow, this looks incredible. As you can see, we've developed a really nice pellicle all around, and it's looking absolutely amazing. I know by now most of you want me to slap it, so let's go. Ow, that is so firm. Okay, let's cut it open. I'm gonna use my very sharp chef's knife and cut it straight in half. Drum roll, please. Wow, that looks incredible. You can see here the marbling is a little bit more vibrant, but this steak didn't have as much marbling because it was choice grade. Although, as you can see, the meat is more vibrant, so is the marbling, and this looks absolutely incredible. Okay, now I'm gonna be trimming up one of the steaks, so first I'm gonna cut out this outer pellicle layer. I'm gonna start by just carefully cutting it out without removing too much of the dry aged steak. Okay, so here we're removing the outer pellicle layer and we're trying to save as much steak as possible to reduce loss. Okay, so we are back and I went ahead and trimmed it all up, and now we're gonna season it with just some salt and pepper, going very simple. Baste it with a little bit of butter and it's gonna be delicious, I can already tell. So I'm gonna go ahead and dry brine it with some simple kosher salt. Make sure to season both sides. For comparison purposes, I'm gonna cook up this Control USDA Choice ribeye. I'm gonna pat it dry, and again, just dry brine it with some kosher salt. Dry brining is just a fancy way of saying putting salt on your steak and letting it sit in the fridge for an hour. Okay, now that both of these have been dry brined, I'm gonna go ahead and hit both of them with some pepper. Make sure to season both sides with pepper. Okay, here we have a really hot cast iron pan, and the first steak we're gonna cook is the regular steak. Now, I'm not gonna baste any of these steaks with any herbs just to keep the seasoning simple. I'm gonna add a little bit of avocado oil. Once the oil starts to smoke, go ahead and lay your steak in. Once you have a good sear, go ahead and flip your steak. Now go ahead and cook it to your desired temperature. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put a knob of butter in and baste the steak. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and pull the steak off. Okay, so I went ahead and wiped my pan clean and put some more oil in here, and now we're gonna cook up our dry aged steak. When the pan starts to smoke, go ahead and start by rendering the fat off. Now sear both sides and cook to your desired temperature. Once you have a good sear, go ahead and flip your steak. I went ahead and added some butter, and now we're gonna baste. I just want to say real quickly that dry aged steaks cook way faster than a regular steak. Okay, so now that we let our steaks rest, let's cut into them. I'm gonna start with the regular steak. Let's cut into it. I'm gonna separate the tail, separate the cap, and slice against the grain. Wow, look at that incredible cook. So delicious. Okay, now that I went ahead and wiped off my cutting board, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this bad boy in. Wow, this looks incredible. It has that nutty, almost blue cheesy smell, and it smells absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait to slice into it. As you can see, the ribeye cap shrunk a lot, but that's okay, it's still gonna be delicious. Can't wait to see how tender and how flavorful this is. But enough talking, let's cut into it. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it right in half. Look at that beautiful crust. Wow, that is incredible. You may say this is raw, but to me, this is absolutely delicious. Oh, look at that. Okay, let's try it. Here we have a regular steak. It's what we know and love. And here we have the dry age. That is incredible. It's so tender, so much more beefy. It's so amazing, and I get that hint of that nutty blue cheesy flavor. It's absolutely delicious. Down below if you've ever tried dry aged beef. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.